Alright, in this video we're going to be talking about that nostalgia. Something we all miss. The good times and WoW. You just think back and you get nostalgia so strong you gotta poop. You know? Don't lie, there's some of you out there, y'all miss playing and you go back and look at videos and old music and old WoW content and you get that good feeling, and your butthole tightens up, you're just like, oh! And then you hold your butt and run to the bathroom, start crying from the nostalgia. Alright. Basically, I'm just gonna be flying around talking about my past experiences, my noob days, which noob days were the best. And I'm not like most of you veteran players who have played since vanilla, but I played in BC, late BC, I think, and so on until now. And it all started one summer when I was at my mom's apartment with my brother, my older brother, and he was playing WoW, and I remember seeing he was like doing a Warsong Gulch, and I was like, what is that game? I'm like, that is cool. I remember seeing this group of, I guess it was Alliance, now that I look back, on this hill, that grassy hill, just all these spells going off, bullets, arrows flying down, you know, at the horde, and they were all just attacking back, just spells going back and forth, and I was like, whoa, that is badass. And he sat there explaining it to me, and that's when he started showing me the game. And he showed me the maps. He was like, yeah, dude, you just don't understand. Okay, you see this end? If you walk to that end, it would take 1,000,000 years. I'm just like, no way. Because I'm used to being a Nintendo 64 player previous to that, and minus Counter-Strike. And so I'm not used to all this, this was like insane. I'm like, where did this technology come from? And he sat there and showed me all the world and stuff, and then he showed me Outlands. And I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, is that where like all the high warlord, high powerful wizards go with like crazy spells and stuff? And that's what I thought. And of course he wasn't a dick and sat there and be like, freaking noob, what are you talking about? There's no wizards. He just went along with it. He was like, yeah, dude. I was like, that is insane. Like, I just thought, all these high powerful wizards just there battling and doing all this awesome shit. I'm like, I want to go there one day. And that's when he set me up. And as like most new players, I played a hunter, night elf. It was either that or a druid. And I remember, I think it took me like a few days, like 3 days, just to like level 8 or 7 or something like that. You know, I I didn't grasp questing. I was very impatient. I like look at it and be like, okay, accept. What do I go do? And I'd be confused. And so I ventured off. Once I did manage to find the exit to the starting area and actually go somewhere, I took off and I started killing stuff, exploring. I remember doing a fishing quest outside of there and basically noob stuff. And I just enjoyed it. All that scenery, all those trees, that music, it was just something else, something I can't even describe feeling. Like as a kid, I thought fantasy was so cool because that's what I grew up watching, dragons and knights and all that. And I was just like, this is what I've been looking for. This is what I've been missing all my life. Where has this been all my life? And so he's I sat there and I, I enjoyed the game. I was just like in awe at the beauty of it. And basically that all ended once I got killed, spawn killed by level 15 NPCs or NPCs with the skull on their head, and I'm like, oh my god. And I raged and I got busy, caught up with stuff, and I stopped playing. And it happened within a few weeks. My brother's vanilla account, that was his account since vanilla. He almost had High Warlord on his warlock named Oroku. And he used to go off telling me stories about vanilla and the crossroads, getting these million billion damage shadow bolt crits, and just sitting there PvPing for days at the crossroads and Altered Valley. And well, his account got hacked, and he raged so hard, and he didn't do anything about it. He just stopped playing, and then about a year later, year and a half, when Wrath first came out, he finally bought WoW back, started playing again, got some characters up, and that's when I started playing again. I made a troll hunter. Once again, I made a hunter because I was a noob, even though I didn't even know how to train a pet. And I made it on a new player, what is it, server, I guess, because my brother didn't want me bugging him like all the time, being like, what do I do? Hey, how do I get this? How do I do this? And so I sat there and made a troll hunter named some stupid name. It was like Warbird Craze. I know, it was dumb. And I remember taking forever in the start off area. I remember going getting that pick in the little cave, killing all the stuff. And then I met this orc. And we like instantly became friends. I'm like, I can't remember how it started. I think it started, I was level 9 or 10, and he was like, dude, where's your pet? No, I was like level, yeah, 8. He's like, dude, where's your pet at? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, where's your pet at? You're a hunter. I'm like, He's like, dude, go get a pet. Here, I'll show you. And he sat there, took me, and I got a pet. I did that boar quest where you had to go get the pet. And then, you know, that's when we started exploring together. We blew off leveling. That's why it took me like a month to get to level 13. Not literally, more like a week or two. And I remember I took forever in the Barrens. I mainly went around killing stuff, but finally I started going down this road and I found this place called Ratchet. And I found that little boat there. And so I got on it and it started leaving. I'm like, whoa. And then it zoned out and I'm like, what the heck? And it took me to Booty Bay and I'm like, whoa, this is awesome. Of course, I didn't know about all this huge stuff. I just knew about Booty Bay. I was like, dude, this is cool. I literally thought like I was the very few who discovered that place. Because you got to remember, I was used to playing Nintendo 64, Legend of Zelda. That was about the biggest maps ever I experienced before that. And so we sat there. I went on that little island, and I was like, this would be an awesome fishing spot. So I went back and I found that my friend, and I was like, hey, let's plan a fishing trip. And so he's like, okay, let's go to Org and we'll buy some like fishing hats and stuff. I'm like, Org? What's Org? And he's like, Orgrimmar. And he's like, it's the city. And so he showed me. I remember I thought it was so cool. He showed me we went from Razor Hill or something like that. And we went all the way through the canyons. I just remember running for days. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. And I just thought it was so cool. The canyons overhead, just running constantly and you know, took forever to get there, and finally we got there, and I was like, holy cow, look at this place. It was like a hideout for all the horde. I thought that was so cool. And then whenever we went in, I was like, oh my god, I got lost for like 30 minutes. And for about 30 minutes I was lost, and then he ignored me. I was like, dude, where you at? Where you at? And he was buying his fishing hat and his cool looking chest piece, and he came and showed me. I'm like, whoa, where'd you get that? And he was like, auction house. I'm like, I don't know what that is. And so we took our 30 to an hour minute journey to go all the way to Booty Bay, and then we got there, got on that little rock, on that little island, and a little rock on there, and we sat there and fished for about 5 minutes. We spent all that planning just to fish for 5 minutes. That's how short my attention span was. And, we had fun. We did stuff. We went on the docks and explored Booty Bay and stuff. Those are the fun times. You just sat there and explored. And let me see what else we did. I really can't. Oh, I remember my pet. I was like attached to my pet because I was like 11 or 12 then. I was like, I named my pet. I sat there and fed it all the time, which was annoying. I got mad at how he had to eat so much, just like my brother. And So basically, I wanted another pet. I wanted this really cool raptor. And I asked my brother, I'm like, when you get rid of your pet, is it released into the wild with all the, excuse me, with all the rest of the animals? And he was like, yeah, of course. And I still hesitated, and I spent forever to be convinced, but I finally dismissed my pet and let him go. I waved slash cried and watched him on his way, and then I got the raptor, and I was like, yay, this is cool. It was that purple raptor in the Barrens. I thought it was so cool. And that's when he told me he lied. And this is what I did. I just stopped whatever I was doing. Oh, there we go. And then I did this. Aw, you can't cry when you're in the water. But it was sad. It was heartbreaking, you know. That was my pet. I love my pet. It was my pet. I would protect my pet, and it was gone forever. And I sat there. I didn't cry. I wasn't a little baby, but a little part of me was missing still. And I think this will be episode 1 of nostalgic slash noob days. I'll probably put part 2, maybe part 3. But yeah, you know, I'm just making these. If you're bored, you're playing games, you just want some background noise. Maybe if you're doing your homework, that's what I do all the time. You just want to listen to some stories. Click on episode 2. Alright, deuces.